Hey Rutgers, thanks for tuning in to Inside Rutgers. I'm your host, Darius still.
And I'm Anabel Caraballo. Welcome back to All Things Rutgers. We're here to give you the inside scoop on everything happening on the Rutgers campuses.
Yeah, and on this episode, we have a lot in store for you. Everything from the opera to underwater basket weaving.
Yes, and we have so much more to show you. But first, let's see what's going on with the opera Cosi fan tutte at Mason Gross.
With the spring semester in full effect, Rutgers students are looking for any sort of distraction to help take their minds off of rigorous academics. Today I'm here at such an event that's being held at the Nicholas Music Center, where Mozarts Cosi fan tutte is being presented by Opera at Rutgers. Let's head in and meet some of the talented students that are bringing opera to our Rutgers community.
We have a really diverse group of students. All of them are obviously singers, but some of them are undergraduates in the music ed program, some are performance majors. We have the Opera Institute students who are getting their master's or artistic diploma in opera here, and we have DMA candidates as well in voice. So we have a real range in age and in stage experience.
My role in the performance is Fiordaligi. She is the older sister of the two sisters in the opera. It's an opera about fidelity or infidelity, really, and a little bit of betrayal.
My role in this performance, his name is Guglielmo. Guglielmo is a funny, kind of complicated sort of guy. He's serious, yet he's kind of silly. He's really passionate about Fiordaligi, my girlfriend, and he is so arrogant sometimes.
I got involved with Opera at Rutgers because I'm a doctorate of musical arts candidate. Opera at Rutgers puts on at least 3 to 4 productions every year, and I have the privilege of being a part of this one.
This is my alma mater. I graduated last spring. I've always loved opera, and I know that Rutgers has one of the top operatic programs in the entire country, top 30 actually.
What brought me out to see this performance today is I work here at Rutgers. I love Mason Gross, the Nichols Arts Center, all the opportunities and performances folks put on here.
I have seen the Three-Penny Opera at Mason Gross, and I've seen Das Fledermaus by Mozart, which was excellent. I love all the performances that I've seen here, and I look forward to seeing more performances here.
Needless to say, Mozart would have been very impressed with the performance these Rutgers students put on. For more information about opera at Rutgers, visit masongross.rutgers.edu. I'm Laura Marchoff, RUTV.
Wow, I have such an appreciation for opera singers now. It's amazing how they can project their voices like that.
Yeah, they really have a lot of talent. They put so much work into their craft. It really makes me wish that I could sing even a little bit.
Well, maybe you can take some lessons during spring break, which is just around the corner. But you don't have to spend it sitting on your couch back home. You can take opera lessons with Darius, or better yet, through alternative breaks, you can have the chance to improve your community and give back.
Spring break doesn't always have to be going to the beach. With Rutgers Alternative Breaks, students can learn to be good Samaritans while working on enriching community service projects across the country.
What inspired me to do alternative breaks was I was really passionate about service and education, and I saw that Rutgers Alternative Breaks gives you that opportunity to not only do service in a local community but go in different parts of the United States. So last spring break I went to Selma, Alabama to work with bridging the gap between the school to prison pipeline, and that was really cool because I got to work in different communities in like the urban areas of Selma a week after Obama came. And then this past winter break, I was a site leader to Boston, and I also got to work with kids again, but in this trip it was bridging the gap between immigration and education, so that cause isn't as highlighted within like the public, and I think it was like a really good learning opportunity to get to like work with kids, but also get to know more about the cause. So my most memorable moment from this past trip, I was actually a site leader for this trip, and just seeing the growth of like my group over the week was like a really awesome experience, and how close we all became, not only as like a group but like with the kids that we worked with, and developing like that bond in such a short amount of time was like really awesome to see. I would definitely recommend alternative breaks to a student. I think it's a great way to get involved with the Rutgers campus. I was a transfer student, and I thought that being involved with Rutgers alternative breaks like definitely helped me like set my foot into like different communities, and you get to work with so many different types of people and learn about their backgrounds, and it's just like a really good way to like be like with service and like with, and you make like really awesome like life friends. To apply to be a part of Rutgers Alternative Breaks, they have info sessions in the beginning of the semester. You could definitely find them at the involvement fair, but the applications are also online. For both the winter and the spring trips, you have to apply by November. And then you can choose or preference if you want spring or winter. You guys should all do Rutgers Alternative Breaks, it's so fun.
This is an inspiring and fun chance for travel and growth. Maybe your next break, you'll have the opportunity to lend a helping hand. Until next time, I'm Will Powell's RUTV.
That's great that students have the chance to give back. You know what, maybe I'm going to do this next semester.
Yeah, so one thing I wish I would have done during my years here, but we're going to take a little break right now. Please stay with us. We'll be right back with more Inside Rutgers.
Have you ever wanted to visit Italy? China? Or France? Well, now you can. The Rutgers Center for Global Education is here to make your traveling dreams come true and extend your learning opportunities beyond New Brunswick. Located at 102 College Avenue, advisors, global ambassadors, and students who have studied abroad are available to give students advice about programs, academics, and adjusting to a different lifestyle away from home. If you're not sure about what program you would like to apply for, meet with an advisor to go over options and places you might be interested in. You can also ask questions about program expenses, how to obtain travel documents, how to register for classes, and so much more. Whether it's for a year or a semester, be sure to drop by the office for walk-in advising anytime between 12 o'clock p.m. and 4 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday, or attend a weekly information session. Most students plan 6 months to 1 year in advance of going abroad. Application deadlines for most programs are the semester before you leave. For a list of programs, application materials you need to submit, and more information, check out globaleducation.rutgers.edu. Or call the office at 848-932-7787 from 8:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. Monday through Friday. Now you're ready to take the leap and see the world.
College can be stressful, and it's easy to lose track of your health, but maintaining a healthy lifestyle is important. Here are 4 tips to get you back on track. An important part of staying healthy requires an active lifestyle. Make sure you're penciling time to exercise. Whether it be hitting the gym or going for a run, remember to get out there and get moving. A healthy lifestyle revolves around a nutritious diet. It's important to eat the recommended servings of fruits, vegetables, and meats to keep your body going. Hydration is also important, so carry a water bottle or visit water fountains frequently to get your 8 cups a day. In college, there will be many nights spent studying, but try to get enough sleep on a regulated schedule. Sleeping improves learning, memory, and overall health. Doctors recommend 6 to 8 hours of sleep, so determine your sleep patterns for a healthy lifestyle. Reducing stress should not be overlooked either. Do what helps you relax best. Whether it be yoga or meditation, reading, or just hanging out, make time to recharge your batteries. For more information on how you can live a healthy lifestyle at Rutgers, contact Health Services at 848-932-7402.
Welcome back to this episode of Inside Rutgers.
We're going to take a look at what Angie Saber is up to with this edition of Word on the Street.
From the streets of our campus to around the world,
news and events affect everyone.
And we want to hear what Rutgers students have to say.
So let's hit the road to find out the word on the street.
If you could have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be and why? That's exactly what we asked Rutgers students. Let's go check it out.
I had dinner with Albert Einstein because I always wanted to meet him and talk to him and see what he's like. Also because he's a crazy super smart genius.
It would have to be Lecrae. Lecrae's a hip hop artist, and he's really my inspiration. I listen to his music all the time.
It would be Jesus because, a man full of wisdom, man of very good character.
I think it would be Dean Ween, the band Ween. He's a real cool guy. I know he does fishing tours and stuff out of Belmar.
It would have to be Beyonce because I would have to ask her to babysit Blue. I also have to ask her to be my surrogate mother for a couple of months just because she's Beyonce.
Probably Beyonce because, she's beautiful and she sings. Why wouldn't you want to have dinner with Beyonce? I've seen her in concert a few times too, so that's probably why I would want to have dinner with her.
Vince Carter is one of my favorite players to watch growing up. Kanye West, because he's a musical genius.
Nadia Ablusin, she's a Instagram slash fashion blogger, and she mainly focuses on plus size modeling and plus size fashion. So I feel like I would have dinner with her because she really inspires me.
From musicians to politicians and everyone in between, Rutgers students seem to have high hopes about meeting very interesting people. Until next time, I'm Angie Saber, RUTV.
Wow, people have some pretty interesting dinner date wishes.
They sure do, but what about you, Darius? Who would you like to have dinner with?
I would say Kanye West. He's my favorite artist. His new album just came out, and I feel like he'll be a pretty interesting guy to get to know a little bit better. Yeah. But what about you?
I don't know. Maybe Northwest.
Northwest? Keeping it in the family?
Yeah.
All right. Well, up next, we're going to paint the town scarlet.
Hey Rutgers, do you live in New Jersey and are you on Instagram? Because if so, the Jersey Collective exhibit is just for you. I'm Morgan Ciani and today I'm here at the Rutgers Art Library in Voorhees Hall on the College Ave campus. We're going to head over, check out the exhibit, and find out some ways the Rutgers community can get involved.
So the Jersey Collective exhibit is an exhibit that we have going on in the art library right now. And it's bringing the Jersey Collective, which is a collaborative that was started by previous art library intern and graduate of the Sky program, Carrie Sullivan. Well, I think this exhibit really is for a little bit for everyone. Most of us have probably cell phones and smartphones, and most of us take probably lots of pictures with those. And what's cool about the Jersey Collective is that it's about digital-born media that's created with your cell phone or your digital camera. So anybody can get involved in the sense that it's interesting to come and think about who are showing these works and what could you perhaps contribute.
It is a collection of Instagram pictures taken by a photographer every week that showcases New Jersey in every season. To that, it is important for students to get involved because we are part of this community, and sooner or later, as we branch out from college, most of us are going to get jobs or settle down nearby.
It's kind of fun to see a little bit of New Jersey represented through somebody else's eyes.
Well, they're all beautiful in their own right and so visually enchanting that you just want to dive into each picture and settle yourself in there.
Rutgers, you are part of the New Jersey community too. Come out and visit the Jersey Collective exhibit and see through the lenses of many other people who also consider the Garden State to be their home. Until next time, keep painting the town scarlet. I'm Morgan Ciani, RUTV.
Now we'll be taking another quick break, but stay with us because we'll be right back.
There's a better way to wake up in the morning. Start your mornings right with Wake Up Rutgers every Monday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Wake Up Rutgers is the best way to stay updated with all the current events and news happening around Rutgers, so wake up early and tune in. For more information, visit rutv.rutgers.edu/programming-channels/wake-Rutgers.
The Rutgers bus system provides more than 15 options to get around the 5 campuses. Sounds overwhelming? But here's a quick recap of the bus routes and available resources to make traveling easier. On weekdays, the A and H buses make stops along College Ave and Bush. The B loops between Livingston and Bush, as the LX makes stops on Livingston and College Ave. The F takes an express route by traveling Route 18 from College Ave to Cook and Douglas. The Rex L goes between Douglas and Livingston, with the Rex B looping between Douglas and Bush. There are also weekend buses, which make stops on every campus. Each bus stop displays the routes of the specific bus stopping there and the expected arrival times. To learn more about the Rutgers bus system and additional bus services, download the Rutgers app, visit nextbus.com or rudots.rutgers.edu.
We all know a big birthday means big gifts. Rutgers turns 250 on November 10, 2016, and the university received its first official gift to mark the historic occasion. The university's neighbor and longtime partner, Johnson & Johnson, has pledged up to $50,000 for student scholarships in healthcare-related fields.
And members of the Rutgers community can participate to make the initiative successful. Johnson & Johnson has released an app that allows people to donate a photo. For every photo donated, Johnson & Johnson will donate $1 towards medical scholarships for Rutgers students. So take out your smartphones and get sharing. Download the Donate a Photo app on your Android or iOS device. For more information on how you can make a difference, visit 250.rutgers.edu or donateaphoto.com.
Thanks for staying with us, and if you're just tuning in, we're giving you the latest on everything Rutgers.
Recently, a few Rutgers students were awarded the prestigious Goldwater Scholarship for excellence in mathematics, science, and engineering.
They were given the opportunity to continue their research, and we sat down with one of the scholars in this edition of The Shining Knight.
Hi, I'm Maggie Marash, and I'm a senior here at Rutgers. I think with all applications, there's always a degree of randomness. Everyone who applies is extremely qualified, but perhaps what set me apart was I've been able to do research in the lab I'm working in since the beginning of my sophomore year, so I had a solid foundation to work on. I actually was exposed to research during my high school years, which was really neat. Got to actually do a PCR and learn how some different things worked in the lab, so that really got me excited about bench research, and I wanted to get involved when I came to Rutgers. PCR is polymerase chain reaction, so you can amplify a specific segment of DNA, so that way you can tell if it is or isn't present in your reaction. There are definitely parts that can be tedious. You're running the same experiment over and over again, and sometimes it feels like it will never work. But when you finally do get it to work, it's really exciting, and you know that in a lot of cases you're the first person to really see that. You're the first person to know that this result is true, and then taking that information and building on it, figuring out what to do next and what questions this raises is really interesting and exciting. I work with Dr. Maureen Barr, who's in the genetics department here at Rutgers. She's the PI, the principal investigator for the lab. Dr. Barr does a great job of making sure that undergraduates and graduate students and postdocs are all really creating a great supportive learning environment, so that way we're developing as scientists and not just as technicians who, perform protocols. We're really learning how to think. I want to continue to do research. I want to go on to get my PhD, perhaps in neuroscience. I'd like to see how the different genetic studies that I've done could be applied to the brain, so that's my plan right now. I became a genetics major really because I found Dr. Barr's lab, and I knew that she was in the genetics department, so it just sort of fit pretty naturally. I had heard so much great stuff about the environment that she created, and in talking with the undergrads in her lab, they really loved the experience, so I knew that that's what I wanted to be a part of. So what I'm studying are microtubules, which are these microscopic rods that make up the structure of cells, and we're studying how they're maintained throughout the life of a cell. So it could be really interesting because if we understand how they're maintained, we might understand better why they break down in different diseases. So that could be really important for understanding, how to keep cells healthy. There's a lot of exciting research going on here at Rutgers, and what's really great is it's very accessible to undergrad students. It's not just graduate students who get to be involved in it. So it's really great when you can talk with your peers in class about what they're doing, maybe what struggles they've run into, how they were able to navigate different protocols they've learned, and I think it's just a really rich environment for research here. For each goal you attain, there's a new one already on the horizon, so it keeps you moving forward. But I think what motivates really everyone to do research is that you want to contribute to the knowledge of the field and in a way that can hopefully be translated into benefits for real human beings, and that maybe one day what you've discovered can really help the life of someone else out there.
Maggie is definitely taking the right steps to improve our knowledge and understanding, and I love that her goal is helping others.
Rutgers students are really doing amazing work in the sciences. Let's keep the ball rolling with the introduction of the new Women's Computer Science Living Learning Community.
Rutgers is showing the world once again how revolutionary we are with the launching of the Computer Science Living Learning Community for Women. Let's go find out more about what this new community has to offer.
The Living Learning Community is a brand new on-campus residence, but the Living Learning Community aspect is bringing hopefully 20 new computer science intended majors onto campus. So we're bringing that kind of unique sense of community and shared experience to Bush. They'll have a graduate mentor who's a graduate student, a woman who's in their field and is there to counsel them, help them, be a peer mentor to them as well. We'll have a peer academic leader who's like an RA but has special Douglas training as well as academic support. So we'll bring all of that right to them, right on their floor, which is a really unique experience, I think. It's an ongoing effort between our offices, computer science, and it's a really exciting development. And the inspiration is, we need highly trained computer science people in every sector, and we're not utilizing half of our workforce. And there's no reason why women can't do these things that men are doing, and kind of that building of community that we think will really make a difference later on. Hopefully these first 20 or so students that sign up will come back next year and be a peer leader for the next group of freshmen. And I could just see it growing from there. And one student that's inspired to, graduate in computer science and go on, to whatever they want to do is all we can ask for.
The fact that most of my family is part of the computer science field was what sparked my interest. I also took a programming class senior year, and I enjoyed it a lot.
I was like, all right, so what can I do with computer science? Like, it's all hands-on, it's what you do, so I think that was just really fascinating.
I think the only real problem is that there's less women in computer science courses, so you might feel a little more isolated.
I wouldn't really call them challenges, but whenever I go to class, because there's very few females, it's very male-dominated.
The field is hard, but if you enjoy it, it can be fun.
The main advice I'd give is to not be scared. and to not let others intimidate you and think that you can't do it just because of who you are.
There's so many programs now, like Girls Who Code. We even reach out to like middle schools and we teach after school.
The Living Learning community is a great way, I think, to bring everyone together and for women to feel as if they have friends already in class.
It just creates like such a positive environment for them. They have study groups, they don't have to feel alone in their classes. They can go into their classes saying, oh, I know you.
I think it's really nice because these girls will be able to meet other women who are interested and have a nice little family.
This new Living Learning community will definitely be a great experience for women interested in computer science. We cannot wait to see all the headlines they will make here at Rutgers. I'm Kim Bollard, RUTV.
It's really great that Rutgers is generating interest by providing this Living Learning community for women.
Definitely. In such a male-dominated field, girls really need this opportunity. We're going to be taking one last break, but please stay with us because you don't want to miss what's up next.
Do you like kicking back in your free time? Sometimes the dorms can get stuffy and boring, so head on over to the Rutgers Own. Need somewhere to watch sports? Need to satisfy that ice cream craving? Or are you tired of your old video games? Rutgers Own is where you need to visit. Enjoy some games, food, TV, karaoke, and so much more. And don't forget to ask for those ice cream toppings. With all of the cool things at the Rutgers Own, why would you even leave? If you are on Livingston campus, make sure you swing by the Rutgers Own, just a bus stop away. For more information, please visit zone.rutgers.edu.
Welcome back, Rutgers. Now, there are a great deal of things that you can do with Rutgers Recreation, but I think they've outdone themselves with this new course offering. So let's check it out right now.
So everyone's heard of courses like Advanced Napping or Frisbee Aerodynamics 101, but this course is Underwater Basket Making, and it is a real course.
Honestly, the reason I took this class is because I needed some more stuff for my resume, and I really wanted to impress future employers.
It does appear like a fake course, but it's a fun course. I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta have fun in college, right?
It isn't good fun for certain, but it's not a credited course, so it's not like somebody's gonna take underwater basket making instead of organic chemistry. But at the same time, there is some skills to develop.
Making a basket underwater is fun, but it's a little bit of a challenge. It takes a lot of skill.
It's kind of tricky in a sense, a lot of hand-eye coordination and knowing where your body is. It's a lot of fun.
At first it seemed a little challenging, but once you got the hang of it, immediately you pick it up pretty quickly.
Our underwater basket making session consists of the opportunity to either do it on a snorkel, with a mask and snorkel, or on scuba.
I definitely learned to be comfortable breathing underwater, which is something that I was afraid of snorkeling, so I definitely learned more about scuba and I really loved it.
I see a lot of students and faculty and they don't really know how to get started in the aquatics world. With this underwater basket weaving class, it's a course about just getting you in the environment, getting you in the atmosphere, and it is something fun to do. It definitely diffuses the intimidation, I guess, that they might experience. I think it can be a gateway into the aquatics world and if not the recreation world.
I would definitely recommend everyone to do this. I think it was a lot of fun, it was a great experience, and I would do it again.
Yeah, it does give you bragging rights because only a handful of people, I guess, would have actually ever make a basket underwater.
That is definitely an interesting way to develop scuba skills and basket weaving skills.
Yeah, I have to see if they have any more openings because that course looks like a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I might take some myself.
Well, that's all we have for this episode of Inside Rutgers.
Please be sure to let us know if you enjoyed the show, and if you have any questions or suggestions for our next episode, tweet us at Rutgers TV.
And remember, if you missed any parts of this episode or any past episode, you can always check us out online at rutv.rutgers.edu. Thanks for staying with us.
We'll see you next time on Inside Rutgers.